Eating is a complicated part of life. Our choices at the table are shaped by our genes, upbringing, and the relentless feed of media imagery that dictates what we should or shouldn't consume. We're affected by the ever-changing landscape of our bodies, from puberty to pregnancy and beyond. And, at times, injuries can also change the way we relate to food. Eating disorders are debilitating health conditions and are common across cultures. Studies suggest that 1 in 20 people will be affected at some point in their lives. While we often think of eating disorders as something that mainly affects women, it's important to recognize that they can impact men as well. In fact, up to 25% of people dealing with anorexia nervosa or bulimia nervosa are men. And when it comes to binge eating disorder, it affects nearly an equal number of both men and women. I'm Tony Youssef. Welcome to Beautiful Mind, where we'll explore Malaysia's mental health landscape. Our mission is to challenge and dismantle the stigmas that cast shadows on mental health conditions. In today's episode, we're going to explore the intricacies of our relationship with food. We'll shed light on the stories of those who have battled these disorders and the dedicated professionals helping them find their way back to health.
Right, so eating disorder is a psychological issues that most people have, but they do not know. So it's related to eating behavior, eating habits, and the common types of eating behavior that we know is the first one is anorexia nervosa, the second one is bulimia nervosa, and the third one is binge eating disorder. Right, so anorexia, they are very concerned about the food intake that they take on a daily basis. They try as much as they can to not eat a lot. And then for bulimia nervosa, they binge eat, and then after that they purge it out. So they vomit it out, and then the other one is binge eating disorder. So it's kind of similar with bulimia nervosa, but the only difference is that binge eating disorder, they don't purge it out later. I think, in my opinion, they are all equally the same, like among all three, because I've heard people saying that they don't want to eat because they're worried about their weight. I've also seen people who binge eat and then they later purge it out, and then I've also seen people with binge eating disorder where they don't purge it out but they just keep on eating and eating, especially when they are going through like certain like stresses, when they're stressed with work or like family. Right.
So basically this eating disorder, they have like a lot of kinds, but I had two. For the past like 4 years, I've been like experiencing. I had two. I had binge eating and I have starvation. Okay, so there's an official name for it, but I don't want to say that because I don't know if it's like actually my problem. But when I was around 14, 13, I started eating a lot, basically like non-stop eating, like because I don't know what it was. I feel like it was during that time it was MCO, it was COVID time, so I had like a lack of social interaction. Like I didn't see my friends, I couldn't see the outside world, so I thought like nobody would care, so I started binge eating a lot, and I think that stress got to me, so I started gaining a lot of weight. And then when I was 15, I started noticing that I had like gained a crazy amount of weight. I think at the time I was like 42, and by that age I thought that was a lot, 42, because I was really chubby, my arms were big, my thighs were big, and I hated how I look. And I look at like social media, I look at all these pretty girls, all tall, skinny, and basically really slim, but I look at myself and I'm not like that, and I don't feel pretty, I don't feel like I am good enough for society. So when I was 16, that's like the other version of the eating disorder came, which is starvation. I started starving myself. I was disgusted with how I looked. So I didn't eat. My parents used to always picky. Thing is, at the time also I was just flagging it off. Oh, I'm just picky. I need specific food to eat. Thing is, I can eat a lot of things, but I just choose not to because I feel like, oh, how would this affect on my legs? How would this affect on my arms? And like how my face fat would become like more prominent. So I was just like, oh, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this like to look fat anymore. So then I started not eating. I started skipping meals. I started skipping all those like family meals that my parents used to have, so that they would really sad about it. But then I just really wanted to be like those social media models. I just really wanted to, because I don't know how that it affected me until I think last year. And then I started to like take care of myself, because one of the reasons why I'm like skinnier now is because I used to do a lot of sports. Like I was in cheer, and you know how, like a specific weight and a specific look, like you need to be like, because I'm a flyer also. So like I remember like one of my traumas was that I wasn't like light enough to be carried, because I was a flyer. I was like the one that's getting thrown, so I wasn't good enough for that. So then like I said, I started starving myself again and again, just to be like a part of that. But because the thing is, I couldn't like skip out on cheer, because that was like my passion. I'm still doing it as I'm just a healthier body, basically. And I know I was treating myself bad, but I just didn't want to get over it.
Right. So it might lead to depression. It might also lead to anxiety, especially when people get very anxious with the food intake, with their weight, and also the body size. So it might lead to depression. It might also lead to anxiety after that. Mostly related to physical health. Actually, it's mostly together. Physical health and also mental health mostly lead to anxiety and also depression. The fear of not being good enough. The fear of not being able to be accepted by people or the society because of your weight, because of your body size.